Hello everybody, thanks for tuning into the Advanced Racing Analysis once again, and I'm just gonna briefly discuss Indycar's iRacing Challenge, the 6th race challenge. And the champion of iRacing is Scott McLaughlin, so an Indycar non-regular. If you think about it, Indycar non-regulars have actually won half of the races. Scott McLaughlin won 2 races and Lando Norris won 1 race. And IndyCar regulars have split took the other half of the races. We can't really say it was completely unexpected because this doesn't really depend on your racing skills as much as it depends on your gaming skill, on your simulator racing skills. So if you are very good in the video game, you could jump in there and beat some of the IndyCar drivers. But you have to be very, very good, because they know the tracks and the track knowledge helps, and the speed, their reaction time helps. But knowing the tracks and also your rig setup also helps. IndyCar's iRacing experience is as real as it gets because it translates well and compares well to the real thing, to real IndyCar racing. They have done away with celebrity drivers. They don't have other drivers from other sports coming in to race, or just drivers who are just good sim racers. They have just racing drivers, so you can actually follow it. You could actually follow it just like you would the actual real racing. And because IndyCar's cars usually have somewhat similar speeds, it translates well to the iRacing, because iRacing, the cars have pretty much similar speeds depending on how the drivers set them up, but they pretty much have similar speeds and similar acceleration. Compared to Formula One, you know that some cars are just faster, but I'm not sure if Formula One tried to make all cars equal. They probably did, but that's not real. You're not going to see Mercedes in 15th place regularly. Compared to IndyCar, yes, you could see a Ganassi car fighting for 15th place, regularly. You could see that. It could happen in a 6 race stretch, so you could see that. So IndyCar was the realest experience. Probably the biggest missed opportunity, in my opinion at least, is for Karam. He won the first race, and I really was rooting for him. And considering his similar to rating prowess, I expected him to make a bigger splash. I mean, he did finish 6th in the standings, but he didn't make as big of a splash as Scott McLaughlin or even Lando Norris and even Will Power. So, but he's as good as any of them, in my opinion, as far as sim racing. So I feel that he should have used this more to make a bigger splash, to really get his name out there. And I don't think that really happened. Some of the races he would just run in the back of the field, or something would happen to him, or he would just drop out. So it just didn't really go his way. I feel that he could have won it. He could have been the champion. In the last race, there was a big controversy involving Simon Pagenaud. If this was probably a lesser driver, it would have been a bigger deal as far as the notoriousness that driver is going to accumulate from that incident. But because Pagenaud, he has really been pretty much mostly a good driver his whole IndyCar career. So he's been able to do things that most drivers haven't been able to do. He races for Penske as well, and people know him as a good guy, as opposed to if it was maybe a Santino Ferrucci, Sebastian Bourdais, or Juan Pablo Montoya. So someone more known for, somebody who has a stigma around them. So it would have been a bigger backlash, but because he talked about taking out Lando Norris, and then he did it, but then he tried to say that, oh no, it was just a mistake. But but good for him that at least he's built up a good reputation. So that's a saving grace for him there. And this side of what Kyle Larson's issue in NASCAR, everything else seems pretty much, tame by comparison. If this had actually happened in real racing, where he talked about taking somebody out and then he did it, this would be as bad as it could get. He might actually be suspended for a few races, and be fine. Still, though, this is Simon Pagenaud, and considering the team that he races for, Penske Racing, this is a top-class organization, and these drivers are racing for an organization like that. People expect nothing but the best. Pretty much, they expect the top of the line in everything. So, behavior, racing, and even what you say. Even at home, people expect you to be, especially now because it's on TV. So every driver knew that it was on TV, that it was live, and it was broadcast. It was broadcast on TV. So this is he should have really known better, and especially that he's has so many big races. Like, this is someone who's used to being in the limelight, in the spotlight. This one is somebody who's done a lot of big drivers. He's won championships in sports car. He won, so this is a, like, this is a winner. This is the best of the best. So, considering all that, no, it shouldn't have been done, and he really can't do this again. But if you happen to win the IndyCar championship at Indy 500 again, it might all be forgotten. So, because people do deserve a second chance. End the story. Pretty much, that's the bottom line. What do you bring in? Why do you bring in that? What value do you bring in that you deserve to do this? Hopefully, the season comes back online soon, and we can all go back to racing. Stay safe and make sure you are social distancing. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I'll see you later.